evening. My name is Pam, and I am the owner, boss, moderator, whatever you would like to call me, of the In My World's Craft Room Organization Challenge. There's been so many new people join in the last even few months that I thought I'd just introduce myself a little first. I live in Ontario, Canada, and I've been scrapbooking since my first grandson was born. And so that means I've been scrapbooking for, I want to make sure I get his age right. Well, since around 1998. And my entire dining room wall is nothing but bookcases full of scrapbooks. Um, I've worked in retail, I've taught, I've created embellishments, and I've written some sketchbooks. And now I'm mostly just doing my own thing, challenging myself to, keep getting better. And oh my goodness, I just saw I left a closet door open. Well, I know you're used to this, and you need to know that even though I am, not new at this, because we've been doing this challenge for, I'm going to guess, probably 15 years. Because we started when I had my store. And it's been going at least twice a year ever since, sometimes more, depending if someone says, "Oh, Pam, my whole studio is falling apart," whatever. So this is who I am. I'm just uh, someone that enjoys paper. I even love stationery. So anyway, I've killed enough time already on that subject. So why don't I move on? The whole purpose of this is to take your time and really do a good job with each of the challenges. There's a challenge each week so that you're not overwhelmed. But we understand that some people have crazy lives. There are certain times of the year that I don't even know how I get through the day. It's so crazy. So I get it. But the thing is, even if you get some organizing done, look how much easier it's going to be when you do the challenge in January, because you've already made that big start. So, first thing to do is to talk about what kind of space you have. We were actually living in a small apartment once all the kids left home, and we moved into a small apartment because it was easy to keep clean. We were able to get rid of a lot of stuff that we would have just been storing for the sake of storing it. So I liked it there. It took me a half hour every day to clean the house, and then I was free to do the things that made me happy. So then my husband said, "No, it's not big enough. I need more space." And I'm like, "I'm fine." So he says, "But I want to show you an apartment." So he dragged me down the hall in our building, and it's a nice big apartment, and the primary bedroom is a really good size. You're seeing a little bit of it behind me. So he says, "If you will move into this apartment, can be your room." And I thought, wow, this will take things to a new level. So, yeah, we moved a few weeks later. Anyway, and this became my craft space, my room, I don't know, it got called all kinds of crazy things. And the worst part was that anything that didn't have a home got dumped in here. Does this ring true with anybody else? Yeah, I'm sure it does. So I'm lucky that way. And I'm not really, I just want good storage, and I want things to be organized, because the more organized I am, the more time I have to be creative. rather than spending half a day looking for a specific set of die cuts that I know I have and they're perfect for the layout, but where did I put them? And that just frustrates me. So anyway, so here we are. So now I've got a room. I don't know what space you have. I can tell you I started out with a laundry basket and my dining room table. And yeah, and if when my husband came home and saw that the dining room table was covered, he knew that we were having pizza for supper. So, and then I gradually graduated, to the wheeled carts with the 3 drawers and all of that. And then my youngest son left home, and as he's moving his furniture out and heading to his new apartment and going to college, I was moving my stuff in there. But it was a little room. This one's a nice size room. It's not big. I've seen some massive ones. I don't want to clean that much. So anyway, so here we are. But here's the thing. So here's the next thing on my list. We give our rooms these cute self-deprecating names like Pam's Fun Place, or my crafty space, or craft room, or uh, you know, suitcase, or and if we're and some of us are still at the table, and that's the space we have. And some of us I have been able to turn a closet into a workspace, and some people a corner of their bedroom. We're all in a different place, but this works out, this challenge, for everyone, no matter what kind of um, space they have. So if you get to my stage in things, you're a little serious about your scrapbooking and your other paper crafts, because we don't just do one. You're card making, you're doing multimedia, you're doing something. It sort of spans out. Um, and I think calling our space uh, these little funny cutesy names is actually not taking ourselves seriously. And I think we should be serious about our creativity. And that's kind of what my goal is to help other people see that too, that, it's important. So a few years ago, I realized that all of this cutesy and stuff, and kind of feel I'm just a scrapbooker kind of feeling, was hurting my creativity. And I wasn't able to take myself seriously. So how could I get anybody else to take my creativity with any seriousness? You know, I'm only a scrapbooker. I've been doing this for 25 years. I've taught so many other people. I've worked in retail, and so why am I not taking myself seriously? And then I did. And it was weird how I started. I started by ordering business cards. That was the first thing I did. And I decided that my craft room was a studio. So you see, oh, I hate when this, see there, studio. Those are just dollar store plastic canvases, and I have stitched my title on, and there it's hung up on my door. This is my studio, because I do more than just scrapbooking. So scrapbooking anything wasn't a good enough name anyway, for me anyway. And I have started moving my hands. I apologize. That's why I've been trying to keep them down. Um, and the thing is, even though I'm never going to get rich or famous at doing this, I know I'm good. And I know that I take my art very seriously, and that it's very important to me and to my mental health, and how I feel about myself. So I took it seriously. Now, we need to take our doing our cleaning our space seriously too, because clutter blocks your energy and it keeps you from doing your best work. So I'm going to just challenge you to do a little daydreaming. What would your perfect space look like? How would you improve where you're currently working? Um, you could start, jotting down notes, making sketches, go through some magazines, do what do you call those boards? Vision boards, and just get enthusiastic about your space and about what you're looking forward to in the future. Just a fun little creative exercise. So the one thing I do is in this process is I look for problem areas. Think of ways to solve problems. Take notes. Do a bit of research. Don't think about the costs at this point. This is your imagination. Don't buy anything. Just dream. That's all you want to do at this point. You just want to dream. So, okay, here we go. This is the next part of the whole thing. Well, I'm almost done, I promise. I don't have a script. I have a few little notes that I want to make sure I say, but I don't have a script. So sometimes I can over explain, and I'm trying not to. So anyway, as I said, this is the one room that becomes a cluttered mess. Um, and not only do I make messes, oh boy, do I make messes, but other people seem to take advantage. They see your space as free space because it's just your hobby, and so everything that doesn't have a home always seems to end up in here. And I'm gradually getting rid of that. I've got 2 more totes I need to find a home for, and then it'll be all my space. Anyway, so today is the day that we're going to begin taking back our space. You'll be able to accomplish more and you'll get more enjoyment out of your crafting time. So anyway, these challenges were really set up over the years between my sister and I, making changes and whatever. But they work really well for any type of crafter. So before you think scrapbooking is the only thing this works for, um, it works for pretty much anyone. Leatherworking, genealogy, cross stitch, uh, quilting, stamp collecting, knitting and crocheting, because that's just some of the other crafts that I do. And they take up space in here. And they have to have a home and they have to be contained and they have to make sense so that I don't spend all day looking for things. So this information that I'm going to be sharing with you will help new people, but it also helps us veterans that have been doing it for a while, because sometimes somebody else has an amazing idea that is better than the one that we've been using. And so we do encourage a lot of feedback on the whole process. Anyway, so it doesn't matter whether you're in a room, a space, a whatever. We're going to dig out from underneath all of the clutter. And I want you to remember you're not alone in this process. So what I want you to do right now is take a photo of your craft space. No. I want you to leave that dirty coffee cup where it is. Yes, I know you let your cat sleep on your keyboard. Do not touch anything. Just take a brutally honest photo of your craft space and upload it to our Facebook group. I will choose amongst the people who do post their before photo. I will pick a random winner and I will select a prize. I haven't decided what yet. Sometimes I surprise myself. It could be a book. It could be something from close to my heart. Um, who knows? So anyway, but one person is getting a prize for their brutally honest photo of what their room looks like right now, or their space. So come on, you can do it. There's no shame. There's just hope, encouragement. If I can fix my mess every 6 months, anyone can. Just follow the challenges I'll be posting over the next 10 weeks. You can do this. So I'm going to give you a few minutes. Grab your phone or your camera. Get to it. Take that picture. Done? Or do I need to give you another minute? Okay. Okay. 1 minute. Yeah, 30 seconds. Anyway. Okay. If you haven't done it yet, there's time. There's time. And I'm not going to show you mine until I post my picture. I've seen it worse, but it's pretty bad. So we'll talk about that when the pictures come up. Okay, so the first thing I want you to do, and you've got a week to get this done in, but don't wait till the last minute. You don't want to do that because you know you won't do as good a job as if you just do it right away. Or you set a time and say, I'm taking this half hour and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do challenge number 1. And challenge number 1 is to clear off your workspace, because we don't do it often enough. You know, some of us even eat and drink at our workspace. I don't. I have had back when I had the store, I had some stuff ruined because someone put a coffee cup uh, down near where I was working, and somebody else knocked it over. And I never forgot how I felt. So there's no food or drinks on my workspace. Anyway, so first thing we're going to do, you're going to grab some boxes. And your boxes can say keep, donate, uh, what's going in the garbage, what are you going to find storage for. So grab 3 or 4 boxes for that purpose. Just some old cardboard boxes or whatever, or empty totes you've got hanging around. And let's get started. So you're going to take everything off your desk or workspace or crop table or whatever it is you use. And my hands are wiggling again. Anyway, and you are going to sort. So anything that isn't where it belongs needs to go in a box. Everything you are never going to use and you want to donate, or you've got 17 of them and you think, this is kind of silly. I don't need 17 bone folders. Maybe I'll just donate a few to a local craft organization for kids, or a church, or whatever. Now I want you to scrub the heck off your work surface. Just scrub it. I know a lot of people are very concerned about things, and they will only use like organic and chemical-free products, and that's fine for you. I mean, if that's what you want to use, and that's what you need to use, because you have to be comfortable in your space. I am a fan of those white sponges. I have had more luck getting glue and ink and all other kinds of strange things off of my surface with these white sponges. And they're good for scrubbing. So that's what I'm going to do next. And then when it's dry, just put back the things you use every day. So obviously, your trimmer, if you want to keep your trimmer there. your basic tools, maybe your box of photos if you just have, because I only print so many photos, and I don't go too far ahead because, I frequently open the package of photos and think, why did I print those pictures? I'm sure I must have had an idea, but I don't remember what it was now. So then I end up having to go looking for more pictures to add to, whatever. So anyway, okay. So let's work on that these big boxes of stuff you got, or medium boxes, or small. And we're going to use a simple acronym, which is SPACE. It means sort, purge, assign, containerize, equalize. My son says I should only say container, but I like containerize. And this is the system we're going to use for every single challenge. So we're going to sort. Divide everything into categories that make sense to you. So you sort out what you want to sell, what you want to donate, what you want to throw in the garbage, what you want to put into storage, like to find storage for, but you don't know what you're going to use yet. So, but you got to keep it off your desk. So you're going to keep it in one of the little boxes, or medium, or large. Anything that doesn't belong on your desk should stay off so that you have room to work. And that's one of my flaws, is I keep adding stuff to my workspace. Okay. Oh, and don't forget to have a box for not in here, for items that sneak in that don't belong in your space. So now, after you've done that, that's your sort. And you're going to put these boxes someplace that's not in your room, if you have the space. If not, I just kind of tuck them outside of my walking area. So I keep them in here. So anyway, you're going to look fairly seriously at your stuff. And if you look at something, you need to decide if you really need it. If your answer is yes, you need to ask yourself if it belongs in your craft room. If you answer no to either question, you need to purge it. Purging, which is the second part of the acronym, is throw out everything in your trash pile. Throw it out. All the ripped, broken, dried up, crumpled stuff's got to go. Bag anything that you've decided it's in good enough condition that even though you don't want it, you think you should be able to recoup some money. Good. Put it in a bag, put your initials on it, put a price on it, put it in the box that's labeled for sale. Then if anything you're going to donate, call the person that you're going to donate it to and make the arrangements right away. And then put it out in your car and make sure it goes to that person at the scheduled drop-off. So look, you've already got rid of a bunch of stuff, and you found your table or your whatever you work on. I actually work on a kitchen island and have bar chairs, and I love it because it makes it so nice. I can do stand-up when I want, or I can sit down on the bar chairs and work. And my cats can't bug me because they can't jump that high, and they're scared of the bar chairs because they spin. And there's nothing worse for a cat than jumping up on a bar chair and going for a spin. Anyway, sorry, sidebar. So, assign. ASSIGN. You have a couple of options here for your storage pile. You can put the stuff aside to be organized when you get to that area, or, and this is the one I really recommend, put the item away where they belong using your current system. So if you have a drawer that you have that's just for punches, put those punches in there. Okay? Just find someplace that makes sense to put them for this time. Now we're going to containerize. We're going to take all of our action items, everything that, everything that we haven't already dealt with, and we're going to put them away. We're going to containerize everything, and it's even more fun if you can make the containers pretty or inspirational or whatever. I personally prefer transparent boxes with lids, the plastic ones. And the dollar store is great. Because I'm not here to win a prize for the world's most beautiful studio. I am here to be organized and able to function and accomplish what I want to. So if you do find that you need to find a container for a particular group of items, make sure you figure out where it's going to go, measure your space, and so that you don't go to the dollar store or whatever, your houseware store or whatever, and get the wrong size thing and then have to go back again. That's just... And label everything. You shouldn't have to look in every box to see what's inside. Equalize. Yay, we're at the last step here. See, it's taken me longer to explain it than it actually takes to do, surprisingly. And you're going to find the same thing when you get going. Equalize is where we all slip. Every single one of us. I've had people call me and say, you know how I just bought all those Prima flowers? Yeah, I just cleaned off my workspace and I had two more bags, two more jars or two more whatevers of them sitting here already. But because I like them, I keep buying them thinking I don't have any. And that happens a lot. It really does. Because you don't have it put away, so you don't see it. Generally, I've had people say, oh my goodness, I just found a bunch of shopping bags. This one's from 1.5 years ago, and I never even emptied it. Which leads me to wonder why you spent money on stuff that you didn't even miss. Anyway, that's the harshest thing I'm going to say. Anyway, so everything needs to get put away when you're done crafting, when you're coming home from a crop, or when you've gone on a shopping trip. It takes a few minutes to put everything away. And it will get even easier at the end of the 10 weeks. So, that's all there is to it. Okay, so all we're going to do for the next 10 weeks is sort, purge, assign, containerize, equalize. I'll be posting some blog posts with this information to the group, and then I'm going to go find my white cloth or my white scrubber and get to work on my desk. Anyway, thank you for joining us. Cheer each other on. Let's have a great time. And I will see you next week. Bye.